Solemn's rando theory. Now, I'm sure that this theory already exists with some other name and maybe by some economist who has some very nice data on it. But essentially, here's Solemn's rando theory. When a bunch of randos get extremely loud about something, it might be overpriced in the short term. What do I mean by that? Essentially, in October, everyone around me was suddenly a Pokemon investing expert. And I was like, oh, that feels yikes. And so on my other channel, I was like, guys, you can make money here, if you know what you're doing, so forth, but be careful. Something is up here. Way too many randos are getting rich in this, and it needs to self-correct. Rubber band theory returns to the mean. And so what we saw was, in November, it crashed. Now, not many people are actually talking about this, but across the board in Pokemon, depending on the card, you had 30 to 80% retracements. Now, recently, we had recoveries again because of the Logan Paul box break, because of the 25th anniversary, because of the Fed putting interest rates at zero, and a variety of reasons, essentially. So everything's been booming again, including Pokemon. Had some good recoveries. Some cards have not recovered, but overall, Pokemon as a whole is going up again. But from October to November, end of October was the peak, I want to say, and then end of November was your real low, maybe December. You lost a lot of money. I literally had someone message me, a gentleman. He goes, yeah, hello, Maxime. I'm one of the guys you were talking about. I've essentially lost $40,000 on Pokemon. I was like, oh, holy fuck. And like, that just sucks. That sucks. There's no way to get around it. Now, depending on what he bought, there is recovery possible. But depending on what you bought, some things haven't recovered. So, I haven't spoken to him since, but that's just something to keep in mind. Now, so we saw the Pokemon peak. It was very obvious. There was some bubble behavior. Now, some cards were more safe than others. Again, it depends on that rarity. It depends on a variety of factors. You can't just say, this whole industry is in a bubble and this whole industry is not in a bubble and everyone's going to get rich or everyone's going to get broke. It's not that simple. But there was some dangerous territory, once again, because of Solemn's rando theory. Way too many randos were getting very loud about it. And that's when I go, watch out. Now, we also had GME. And the funny thing is, a friend of mine, actually, let's call him Mr. A. Mr. A, if you ever hear this, he hit me up, I want to say the Tuesday, maybe the Wednesday, before the Friday squeeze. And he said, like, man, I've invested in this, I'm going ham, blah, blah, blah. We had a cool conversation about it. And essentially, he was saying, oh, I'm going to wait for, the very top. I'm going to wait for the true squeeze, and then I'll sell out or something like that. And I was like, man, everyone is waiting for that squeeze. I would be very, very careful. Like, watch out. Every single person and their grandma is waiting for the squeeze. Wow, some people were saying, like, I'm holding to fuck over these hedge funds, and that's fine. I respect that. But if you can't afford to lose it, maybe watch out. Regardless, I told him, and that was just my opinion, at least watch out. Like, put some fucking stop losses, set some limits and so forth. And so we had our conversation. He ended up putting his limits at, I want to say, 300 in the low and 400 in the high. Luckily, when those limits triggered, at the high, at that 400, and he made bank. He made true bank. But here's the thing. Right before all of that, I had people telling me, oh, 360 is still a fine price. The squeeze is going to push it so much more. And suddenly, once again, everyone on my Facebook timeline was suddenly a stock expert telling me, oh, we're going to buy in at 320, 360. That's fine. The squeeze is going to push it to 1,000, you guys, and so forth. And I realized, once again, Solemn's rando theory, there's way too many randos getting extremely loud about a money opportunity, which tells me this shit's overpriced right now, watch out. And now, of course, you had the whole squeeze, stuff went up, it crashed down again. A lot of people ended up bag holding. A lot of people ended up holding, waiting for that 1,000 mark, and the 1,000 mark never happened. Now, I already know that some people from Wall Street Bets would tell me, oh, he's being paid by Citadel right now, and he actually wants people to sell. Like, no. If you're holding to fuck over some hedge fund that hasn't covered its shorts, I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know if they covered their shorts, but like, nah, I don't care what you do with your money. enjoy. But I'm just saying, once again, I saw a lot of randos getting loud and I realized shit's too late right now. Now again, maybe some of the things we're discussing here will end up still doing well and will end up going up and all of this beautiful stuff. I don't know. I'm not trying to predict the future, but from a short term, maybe there's too much attention and therefore the thing is overpriced perspective, the rando theory holds up quite well overall. Again, though, on a slightly longer term, who knows what happens. Now, we also had the Doge peak. That was another fun one. I had another conversation with a friend. Everyone was going crazy about it, saying, oh, Doge's going to go to $1 million. Not $1 million, but like $1, I think the thing was. Everyone's saying it was going to go to $1. But I already noticed, like, everyone on my timeline, on my Twitter and so forth is already getting so extremely loud about this meme. How much more exposure are you hoping to get to try and, sell to the next guy? And so at very close to peak, but not exact peak, I had a friend tell me, I invested in this quite a while ago. So he made bank and we had a conversation. I told him, maybe you should sell. Like, it's quite risky, but again, might go up more. I don't know. But he sold, he made bank, and then the shit, crashed back down. And so very consistently, whenever I see a bunch of randos, and again, bless their heart, maybe they are really good people, maybe they are either new to the thing or they just want to, catch the momentum and then sell out quickly enough, good on them. But generally, when I see a bunch of randos get extremely loud about how they're going to make so much money because of an opportunity, and I see it everywhere, that just tells me, yikes. This is where I get out. Even though, again, it's very possible that later down the line, everything goes fine again. For example, in crypto 2017, I noticed everyone on my timeline, suddenly everyone was a crypto expert suddenly. Everyone, sign up to BitConnect with my link and then I get $5, but you can tell some other people to get connected and start investing in crypto and blah, 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 blah. Suddenly everyone was a crypto expert. And so I went like, yikes, there's something wrong here. And so it crashed. Hard, very hard. A lot of people bought in at, what was it back then, 20K or 18 to 20K somewhere, and then it crashed down. Now, if you held through that low, now you're way back up again. So I'm not judging the asset class as a whole, but in that short term, there was so much attention and speculative movement. And so whenever everyone gets loud about something and our human mind thinks, oh no, FOMO, I'm missing this. That's when I get very nervous around an opportunity. But again, if you held, you were fine. But if you're the type of person who gives into FOMO and buys at all-time highs because you think you're going to miss out, you're very often also the type of, psychological mindset where you will sell when stuff crashes because you think it's going to go to zero. Now, not everyone, again, you held, you thought you saw some fundamental reason as to why it was going to go way higher, and you held through all those lows. Good job, you're way up again. But that doesn't always work out. There's a variety of big opportunities that won't work out like that, but some will. That's the rando theory. Again, there might be some really cool other big economist, PhD kind of guy who has some name for it. I'd love to know what that name would be so I can actually get educated on that.